Hello, everyone. Get comfortable, and this is your English listening practice podcast to help you learn and improve naturally on our channel, Teach Easy English. I'm Daisy.
And I'm Dave. You know, Daisy, I remember once I was at a big gathering event, and something really interesting happened to me there.
Oh, what was it?
Well, there was this group of people, and they were talking about something so incredibly interesting, a topic I know a lot about. I had so much I wanted to say, so many thoughts and ideas.
Aha, so did you jump in? Did you share your thoughts?
That's the thing. I really wanted to, but I just didn't know how to join the conversation. I kept thinking, what if I interrupt? What if it's awkward? And I just stayed quiet. Later, I felt really bad that I didn't say anything at all.
Oh, I completely understand that feeling. I think almost everyone has been there. You have so much to contribute, but that little voice in your head stops you, and you just feel stuck on the outside.
Exactly. It's that moment when you wish you could just confidently step in and share your ideas, but something holds you back.
Well, this is what we're doing today. We're going to talk all about how to talk to anyone with confidence. We'll share simple, practical ways to feel more comfortable joining conversations, speaking your mind, and connecting with people.
Yes, this is Teach Easy English, the place where you can relax, lie down, or even listen while you sleep. No pressure, no stress, just real conversations.
So, if you want to talk to anyone confidently and easily, get comfortable, grab your tea, and let's get started. So, Dave, why do you think it's so hard to talk to people sometimes?
I think it often comes down to just feeling nervous. Our mind starts overthinking everything. We begin to worry about what the other people might think of us.
Yes, that worry about what will they think is so strong, isn't it?
It is. You start thinking, will I say something wrong? Will they think I'm strange? Am I going to be judged? And when those thoughts fill your head, it makes you stop. Even if you have a lot to say and you really want to join, that feeling just freezes you.
Oh, that's exactly what happened to me at that gathering. I had so many interesting points, but the fear of interrupting awkwardly or saying something silly just kept me quiet. It felt like a wall in my mind.
Hmm. It's a very common experience. We focus so much on imagining bad outcomes that we forget the good things that could happen. We stop ourselves before we even try.
Right? It can really hold us back, even when we have a lot to contribute. But how can we avoid that struggle and begin to feel more confident?
Well, it's all about preparing your mindset and practicing your confidence. It's not something you just have naturally. It's a skill you build.
That's so true. It starts even before you say a word, when you decide to join a conversation or even just walk into a room.
Yes. Think about your body, for example. You can actually enter and join with a great posture. Stand tall, keep your shoulders back. It instantly makes you feel a little stronger, and it also makes you look more confident to others.
Oh, and don't forget a smile. A genuine, friendly smile is a universal welcome sign. It tells people you're open and friendly. And when you speak, use a nice, welcoming voice. Not too loud, not too quiet, but clear and friendly.
Aha! These physical actions actually send signals to your brain, making you feel more confident.
But the biggest battle is often in our minds. That's where we need to change those negative thoughts into positive ones. Instead of letting your brain say, what if I say something wrong? What if I make a mistake and look silly? What if they judge me? You need to shift them to positive thoughts.
You need to switch that thought immediately. For example, instead of what if they laugh at me, you can tell yourself, well, at least I made someone laugh today. Or if I make a mistake, it's okay. It's just a learning moment.
Exactly. Or instead of thinking, what if I interrupt awkwardly, tell yourself, I'm just going to try to join the flow of the conversation in a polite way. The worst that can happen is you pause and then you try again.
Hmm. It's about remembering that in most everyday conversations, it's not that serious. People are usually focused on enjoying the moment, not judging your every word. They're more likely to appreciate you joining in.
Right? It's not that serious if you think about it. However, for many people, the challenge isn't just what to say, but how to start. A lot of us struggle with what's called small talk or just simply initiating the conversation.
Oh, yes. Initiate just means starting something. So initiating a conversation means simply being the one to begin talking. It can feel like the hardest part, especially when you're walking up to a group or someone you don't know well.
It's true. You see a group laughing and chatting, and you have thoughts, but then you think, how do I just enter that? What do I say first? The first few words can feel really difficult to find.
Hmm. I think if I knew back then in that gathering how to start the conversation smoothly or how to just join it without feeling awkward, it would have helped me so much.
Uh-huh. And small talk is so important too. By small talk, we mean those easy, light conversations about general things like the weather or what someone did on the weekend that help you connect with people.
Oh, definitely. Knowing how to have small talk is really, really important for building confidence. It's how you test the waters and how you show you're friendly. Now, how do we start a conversation? Let's actually give our listeners some powerful phrases and ways to start a conversation that make them sound confident.
These are simple ways and phrases that make that first step much easier and more natural. The easiest way to start is often by simply making an observation about your surroundings or making a comment on the current situation. This is something you both share, so it's a safe topic.
Mm-hmm. You're both in the same place at the same time, so you have common ground. For example, if you're at an event where food is served, you could say, "This food is great, isn't it?" Or, "I love this dish. It's my favorite."
Oh, I like that. Or if you're outside or waiting somewhere, you could say, "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?" Or, "This line is quite long today."
See? It's a simple statement or question about something you both experience. It opens the door for the other person to reply. The next trick is to ask an open-ended question.
Hmm. An open-ended question means a question that cannot be answered with just yes or no. It invites the other person to give a longer answer, which starts a conversation.
Wow, that's key. If you're at a gathering, you can ask, "What brings you here today?" Or, "How do you know the host?" If you see someone with a book or wearing a shirt from a certain place, you could ask, "What are you reading?" Or, "I love that city. What did you like most about it?"
These questions immediately invite more than just a single word, which helps the conversation grow. Another great way to start is by offering help or even asking for very simple help yourself.
Oh, yes. It creates a small moment of connection. If you see someone struggling with something light, you could say, "Can I help you with that?" Or, "Do you need a hand?"
Aha. And if you genuinely need a piece of information, you could say, "Excuse me, do you know where the restroom is?" Or, "Could you tell me what time the next bus is?"
Most people are happy to help, and this small interaction can naturally lead to a longer chat.
Also, another powerful way to start is with a sincere and specific compliment. Sincere means it's real, and specific, it means you don't just say, "You look nice."
Oh, exactly. For example, if you like something someone is wearing, you could say, "I love your bag. Where did you get it?" Or if you notice something they've done, you can say, "That was a really interesting point you made earlier."
This makes the person feel good and gives them an easy way to respond. Just make sure it's honest. But what happens after those first few words? Now that we started the conversation, how do we keep the conversation going?
That's the next big step. Our tip here is to use simple strategies to keep the conversation going and avoid those awkward silences.
That's right. The most natural way to continue is by asking follow-up questions. This means you listen to what the other person just said, and then you ask a question that relates directly to their last point. It shows you were listening.
Yes, don't just ask a new random question. For example, if someone says, "I just got back from a trip," you don't then ask, "What's your favorite color?"
No. Instead, you ask, "Oh, where did you travel?" Or "What was the best part of your trip?"
Or if they say, "I'm really busy with a new project at work," you could ask, "What kind of project is it?" Or, "Is it challenging?" It makes the conversation feel natural.
Aha! Another great way to keep it going is by sharing something related to what they just said. But remember, keep it brief. It's not about taking over the conversation.
For example, if they talk about loving to read, you could say, "Oh, I love reading too. What kind of books do you usually read?" If they mention a hobby like cooking, you might say, "That sounds fun. I tried making pasta last week. It was quite an adventure."
Wow, you're adding to the conversation, not just asking questions. This makes it feel more like a real conversation.
It's also very important to show that you're listening and interested. Simple words and sounds can make a big difference. Like, for example, "Oh, really? That's interesting." "Wow." Or, "I see what you mean."
Exactly. These show the other person you're engaged and it encourages them to continue talking. It makes them feel heard. Also, you can simply comment on what they said. For example, if they say, "I spent the weekend hiking in the mountains," you could say, "That sounds like fun," or "I understand what you mean. Hiking can be very refreshing."
hmm If they share a small frustration, you could say, "That must be tough." Or, "I can see why that would be annoying." These phrases show understanding. By mixing them, you can keep conversations flowing naturally and feel much more confident talking to anyone. All right, so we've talked about how to prepare your mindset, how to start conversations, and how to keep them going. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes people make that can actually make them feel less confident and how to avoid them.
Oh, sometimes knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do.
The first mistake is over-explaining or apologizing too much. You know when you say something and then you immediately try to give too many details or too many reasons, or you say, "I'm sorry" many times for small things?
That can make you sound less confident even if your idea is good. If you give too many details or keep apologizing, it can make your listener feel like you're not sure about what you're saying or that you think you've done something wrong even when you haven't.
Right. Just say what you need to say clearly and then stop. Trust that the other person understood you. If they need more information, they will just ask you.
The next common mistake is something many people do without realizing it, not truly listening and just talking way too much.
Oh, this is a big one. We sometimes get so focused on what we want to say or worried about silence that we forget to really hear the other person.
Aha, a conversation is like playing catch with a ball. One person throws, the other catches, then throws back. If you just keep throwing the ball without letting the other person catch it, it's not fun and it's not a conversation.
Wow, what a great analogy. So avoid talking too much about just yourself or constantly changing the topic back to what you want to talk about. Give the other person space to speak and truly listen to their words.
Also, during a conversation, stop avoiding eye contact. If you don't look at the person you're talking to, it can make you seem uninterested or shy.
Making good eye contact shows the other person that you are interested in what they're saying, that you are engaged, and that you are confident. It builds connection.
Of course, you don't need to stare intensely. A natural amount of eye contact, like looking at them when they're speaking and looking at them when you're speaking, is perfect. It shows respect and interest.
All right, Daisy. So we've talked about how to start a conversation, how to keep it going, and what mistakes to avoid. Now, how do you confidently and politely end a conversation?
That's an important point. Ugh, nobody wants to be stuck in a conversation that's gone on too long or to just walk away awkwardly. Knowing how to exit smoothly leaves a great impression.
One of the easiest ways to end is to briefly mention something you need to do next or a plan you have. This shows that it's time to move on.
Aha, it gives a polite reason for leaving. For example, you could say, "Well, I should probably let you go," or simply say, "I need to get going now."
Or another excellent way is to simply express your appreciation for the conversation. This leaves a warm, positive feeling. You can say, "It was great talking to you," or "I really enjoyed our conversation."
Oh, definitely. Or if you just met them, you can say, "It was nice meeting you." This shows genuine politeness and that you valued the interaction.
If you want to continue the conversation another time, or if you plan to see them again, you can suggest a future interaction. You could say, "Let's catch up again soon," or "Maybe we can talk more about this later." If you're at an event, "I'll catch you later."
Aha, this keeps the door open for another conversation without having to continue this one right now.
And finally, just some simple, polite ways to say goodbye. You can say, "Have a great day," or "Enjoy the rest of your day," or simply say, "Take care."
hmm By combining one or two of these phrases, you can confidently and politely end almost any conversation. For example, "It was really great talking to you, but I need to get going now. Have a great day."
We've shared so many practical ways to build confidence in conversations, but there's one more absolutely essential point I want to emphasize, which makes all of this much easier, which is be present and really listen.
Oh, yes. You see, you simply can't have a truly successful or confident conversation without listening well. That's so true.
If you're not listening, you're just waiting for your turn to talk, or worse, you're busy thinking about what you're going to say next.
Mm-hmm. When your mind is focused only on you talking or on what you're going to say, you're not really hearing the other person. You miss their words, their feelings, and important details. This makes the conversation feel one-sided and can make you seem uninterested.
And when you're not listening, it's harder to ask good follow-up questions or to connect with what the other person is saying. The conversation won't flow naturally.
Aha. So, to be confident and talk to anyone with ease, train yourself to be present in the moment. When someone is speaking, give them your full attention. Listen to their words, their tone, and try to understand their message completely.
This makes the other person feel valued and heard. And when they feel heard, they're more likely to engage with you, which naturally boosts your confidence. You'll find it much easier to respond because you truly understood them.
Wow. So, remember, confidence in conversation isn't just about speaking. It's deeply connected to your ability to truly listen and be present with the person you're talking to. This makes your conversations much more meaningful and enjoyable for everyone.
Mm. To bring it all together, what's the most important thing our listeners can do to really make all these tips stick?
Oh, that's easy, Daisy. It all comes down to one word: practice.
Exactly. All these tips, they're all skills, and like any skill, they get better with practice.
Uh-huh. Whether you're practicing alone in front of a mirror or recording yourself, or finding opportunities to chat with a friend, or even just starting small conversations in daily life, every little bit helps. The key is to actively practice these tips and phrases.
Mm-hmm. Try starting a conversation with a new person. Work on asking follow-up questions. Focus on listening more than talking in your next chat.
And after you practice, take a moment to think, how did that go? What could I improve next time? This helps you see where you can improve and grow.
Mm. That brings us to the end of our episode on how to talk to anyone with confidence.
Wow, we've covered so much today. We truly hope these tips help you overcome nervousness, step into conversations, and feel more at ease sharing your thoughts and ideas with anyone.
What do you think of today's episode? What's one tip you're excited to try out in your next conversation? Tell us in the comments below.
For more episodes, make sure you subscribe to Teach Easy English wherever you listen to podcasts.
Thank you so much for letting us be a part of your learning journey. Keep practicing, keep improving, and take care, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.